Your next comic coming to the stage. He's been to the Abbey pub quite a few times after I saw him at the Laugh Out Loud open mic in Schaumburg. And because he keeps stealing my wallet. Please put your hands together for the amazing Joe Herrmann.
Ricky, you killed our Lord. Okay. So, earlier, I just want to touch on this. Earlier, Bob Keane mentioned he sent his first dick pic recently. Sheer coincidence, so did I. I recently sent my first dick pic, and I would normally never do that, but you know, Grandma's birthday, you want to do something nice. And, oh, I'm joking. That racist bitch died years ago. Okay. I went to a frat boy funeral recently. I didn't actually know the guy. I just thought that'd be fun. And you can tell that he had been in a fraternity because as his buddies all came up to pay their last respects, they all drew dicks on him. He's date raping angels now. So what can I tell you? I'm married. Do we have any married people here tonight? Anybody out there married? Yeah, a couple, yeah. I've been married for about 2 years now. It'll be 2 years at the end of April. And it's a true story. I actually proposed to my wife down at the Museum of Science and Industry in front of that big U5-05 submarine they have. It's a true story. This actually happened. If you've never been there, as soon as you walk into the exhibit with the submarine, they stop and they take a picture there. And as they took a picture, I got down on one knee, and she started to cry. And so we have this picture of the two of us having this beautiful moment, except that in the background, there's a giant Nazi submarine. And her family's not from Chicago, so they don't know that's a thing that we have. They just know that some guy with the last name Herrmann proposed to their little girl in front of like Hitler's bathtub toy. And I try to tell them, no, I'm not that. A little addendum to that joke. I did that in a show not too long ago. My parents were in the audience. And afterwards, my father turned to me and said, hey, you know, that whole submarine thing was pretty funny. What is that noise? My father said to me, yeah, the whole submarine thing was pretty funny, but be careful, because you know who runs show business.
Just by the ocean.
That is weird. That is weird. But no, my wife and I, shortly after getting married, we moved out to Schaumburg, as Ricky mentioned. He saw me out there. It's nice out there. I like Schaumburg. Here's one thing I like about it, is that we recently elected Tammy Duckworth to Congress, and she's great. I love her, yeah. I think it's amazing what she has accomplished in life when you consider that she has the same name as the butler from DuckTales. And I'm not picking on her. I'm not picking on her. I understand. My last name is Herrmann, so if I had $1 for every time growing up some kid called me Pee-wee or Herman Munster, I would probably vote Republican. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of the Tea Party or any of that stuff. Because honestly, if I wanted to hear a bunch of heterosexual white men complain about how difficult their lives are, I would go see more local stand-up. Still getting used to, thank you, still getting used to the whole middle-class suburban lifestyle. The wife and I went out to Whole Foods for the first time recently. We'd never been there before, but our tax refund came in, so YOLO. It's my first time there. It was also my first time I'd ever been stared at disdainfully by a baby. I swear, this kid just looked up at me like, you don't belong here. And I said, screw you, baby! My wife's money is as good as anybody else's. Normally we shop at Aldi. I know Ricky mentioned that earlier. Any other Aldi shoppers here? Yeah. Here's the thing, if you've never been to Aldi, they have a product at Aldi. It's called Tastes Like Butter. That's a little vague, isn't it? Tastes like, that's not something you should eat. That's something that two inbred guys from Appalachia say to each other, you know? Like, hey, what you eating? I don't know, but it tastes like butter. I love doing stand-up. I love this. I love it a lot more than my day job. You don't need to know what my day job is. Just know that it revolves around making sure that the middle class keeps buying shit that they don't need. And, because that's really what's keeping our economy going. Let's be honest. That's all it's keeping our economy going. Every ad, every commercial, every billboard you see, it's always just keep buying shit, keep buying. That's all they're saying. Keep buying shit. This program is brought to you by keep buying shit and by keep buying shit. Well, it is. Without it, that's our only duty as citizens now to keep consuming. Otherwise, the whole thing would just fall apart. It's like every political program or every debate you see they get in the economy, they don't know what to do. Oh, we gotta spend less. We gotta spend more. I'm a job creator, but we're not hiring right now. The whole time they're just thinking, they're just panicking, saying, Jesus Christ, I hope you keep buying shit. I mean, think about it this way. Why do you think so many of us are so miserable lately? I'll tell you, it's by design. You're kept miserable, honestly, because think about it. Yeah. Woo! But here's the thing. You can't have a populace that's content with what they already own. Are you insane? Content people don't go to the mall every fucking weekend.
Yeah. Testify!
Why are you pissed, goddammit? And that's the thing. That's why they freaked out about the whole Occupy thing. Because let's be honest, anytime there's ever been a counterculture movement in this country, Big Daddy White Boss has always found a way to wet his beak, you know? Like with the hippies, it started out in Haight-Ashbury in the mid-60s. A couple years later, you had Laugh-In on TV, you had Woodstock, which was organized by a bunch of white-collar bankers. Later on, the punk movement came along. Started out a couple bands playing CBGBs because nobody else would book them. A few years later, in London, Malcolm McLaren started the Sex Pistols to promote his clothing store. I don't know if you knew that. Later on, the goth movement, you had Hot Topic. The indie kids now have Urban Outfitters. But Occupy was different. Occupy was different because there was nothing that they could turn around and sell back to people. And that freaked them the fuck out. Because you know, some rich white businessman with a cigar was sitting in the boardroom saying, oh, a bunch of kids camping out in the park. I don't get it, but what the hell, as long as they're buying shit. That's the problem, sir. What do you mean? That's their whole ethos. They're not buying shit. Arrest them! Pepper spray them! Cost them another! Here's the thing. I got the light and then wrap it up. Here's the thing. I'm a hypocrite because I'll get up here and rant and rave about this stuff, but then I'll go home, I check the mail, and sure enough, the latest catalog from Think Geek comes in the mail. I open it up and say to my wife, "Ooh, look, honey, his and hers matching bidets that look like the two robots from the black hole. We're gonna buy this shit." My name is Joe Herrmann. There you go.
Yeah, keep it going for Joe Herrmann. Yeah. He's not angry.